The relationship between a country's physical size and its global influence is a dynamic and multifaceted issue shaped by historical forces, economic realities, and technological advancements. While a sprawling landmass once almost unilaterally dictated power, today's interconnected world presents a more nuanced picture. This article will delve into how this correlation has evolved, examine the contemporary advantages and disadvantages of larger nations, explore the transformative role of technology, highlight the escalating importance of natural resources like water, and envision future scenarios for resource-rich countries like Brazil and Canada. 1. Historical context. The evolving weight of size. Historically, a country's size was a fundamental determinant of its power and influence. In ancient civilizations and pre-modern empires, vast territories translated directly into larger populations, greater agricultural capacity, and the ability to field larger armies. Empires like Rome, Persia, and later the Mongol Empire leveraged their expansive geographies to project military might and control trade routes. Land meant resources, and more land meant more resources, fewer borders to defend per unit of internal land, and strategic depth. The age of exploration and subsequent colonial era further underscored the importance of size, with European powers vying for control over vast swathes of Africa, Asia, and the Americas. These colonial empires used their extended reach to extract raw materials, establish markets, and expand their political dominion, effectively globalizing the bigger is better mentality. The Industrial Revolution intensified this dynamic. As large nations with access to abundant coal, iron, and labor could industrialize on a grander scale, producing more goods and fielding more advanced military technologies. The two world wars and the subsequent Cold War reinforced the notion that territorial size, coupled with industrial capacity and a large population, was crucial for national security and geopolitical leverage, offering strategic depth and a larger base for military-industrial complexes. Temporary advantages and disadvantages of larger countries. In the 21st century, while the traditional benefits of size persist, new challenges and opportunities have emerged. Advantages: economic power. Larger countries often possess larger domestic markets, fostering economies of scale and supporting diverse industries. This allows for greater internal trade and reduces reliance on international markets, offering a buffer against global economic shocks. Nations like the United States, China, and India exemplify this, with their vast consumer bases driving significant economic activity. Military strength. A larger population base provides a broader pool for military recruitment and a more extensive tax base to fund defense spending and advanced weapon systems. Large territories can also offer strategic depth for defense and easier deployment of forces. Natural resources. Statistically, larger land masses are more likely to contain a wider array and greater quantities of natural resources, from fertile agricultural land and vast forests to mineral deposits, oil, gas, and crucial freshwater reserves. This resource abundance can be a significant geopolitical asset. Cultural impact. Larger populations and historical legacies often lead to a more widespread cultural footprint, influencing global trends in arts, entertainment, language, and education. The global reach of American, Chinese, or Indian culture is a testament to this. Geopolitical clout. Larger nations frequently hold more sway in international organizations, e.g., permanent seats on the UN Security Council, and multilateral forums, G7, G20, allowing them to shape global policy and agendas. Disadvantages, governance challenges. Managing a large, diverse population across a vast territory can be incredibly complex. Regional disparities, ethnic tensions, linguistic differences, and infrastructure development across extensive areas can strain governance and create internal instability, bureaucracy, and inefficiency. Larger countries often develop more complex and entrenched bureaucracies, which can lead to slower decision-making, inefficiency, and corruption. Environmental burden. While possessing more natural resources, larger nations also typically have a greater environmental footprint, requiring extensive and often challenging environmental management and conservation efforts. Internal security. Large borders and diverse populations can present significant internal security challenges, including border control, managing regional conflicts, and maintaining national cohesion. 3. The role of technology in reshaping global power dynamics. The digital age and emerging technologies are profoundly altering the landscape of global power, potentially leveling the playing field between large and small nations. The traditional notion that bigger is better is being challenged by connectivity and information flow. The internet has democratized information, allowing smaller nations and even non-state actors to engage in global discourse, build networks, and exert influence disproportionate to their physical size or traditional power. Economic agility. Technology enables smaller, more agile economies to thrive through specialization, innovation, and digital services, exemplified by nations like Singapore, Switzerland, and South Korea. These countries can leverage advanced technology to create high-value industries without needing vast natural resources or large domestic markets. Artificial intelligence, AI, is poised to be a major determinant of future global power. Countries that lead in AI research, development, and application will gain significant advantages in economic productivity. AI-driven automation, optimization, and innovation can boost economic output irrespective of land size. Military capabilities. AI's application in autonomous weapon systems, and intelligence analysis, cyber warfare, and logistics could redefine military superiority, moving beyond sheer troop numbers. Data dominance. Countries with large populations and advanced digital infrastructure can generate and harness vast amounts of data, a crucial input for AI development, potentially giving them an edge in AI innovation and deployment. Governance and public services. AI can enhance efficiency in public administration, healthcare, and education, leading to stronger, more stable societies. However, access to and mastery of these technologies still often requires significant investment, infrastructure, and human capital, areas where larger, wealthier nations frequently have an advantage. The significance of natural resources, particularly water, in determining a country's future influence. While technology reshapes how power is wielded, access to fundamental natural resources remains a critical foundation. In an era of climate change, population growth, and increasing resource scarcity, certain resources are gaining unprecedented strategic importance. Water stands out as arguably the most critical resource for future influence. Unlike oil, for which alternatives exist, freshwater is irreplaceable for human survival, agriculture, and industry. Countries with abundant freshwater reserves are likely to find themselves in positions of increasing geopolitical leverage. Food security. Water is essential for agriculture. As climate change exacerbates droughts and water stress in many parts of the world, nations with ample water resources will be better positioned to ensure their own food security and potentially become major food exporters, giving them significant diplomatic and economic power. Energy production. Many forms of energy generation, from hydropower to cooling for thermal and nuclear plants, are water intensive. Water scarcity can thus directly impact a country's energy independence and economic stability. Human health and development. Access to clean water is fundamental to public health. Countries struggling with water scarcity face increased health crises, displacement, and social unrest, diverting resources from other areas. Climate resilience. Abundant water resources can offer a degree of resilience against climate change impacts, such as prolonged droughts or unpredictable rainfall patterns, though climate change also threatens these very resources. The potential for water wars, or conversely water diplomacy, will likely grow, making countries with significant reserves invaluable players on the global stage. 5. Potential future scenarios for countries like Brazil and Canada. Brazil and Canada, both vast in land area and incredibly rich in natural resources, including immense freshwater reserves, offer compelling case studies for future global influence. Brazil. The Amazon's embrace and agricultural might. Brazil boasts the largest share of the Amazon rainforest, a global biodiversity hotspot, and a critical carbon sink, as well as the largest river basin by discharge volume, holding approximately 12% of the world's freshwater. Opportunities, climate leadership. Brazil could become a pivotal player in global climate change, mitigation, and adaptation efforts, leveraging its stewardship of the Amazon for international influence and sustainable development partnerships. Agricultural superpower. With vast arable land and abundant water, Brazil is already an agricultural giant. Its capacity to feed a growing global population could become a paramount source of geopolitical soft power and economic leverage. Biodiversity economy. Developing a sustainable bioeconomy based on the Amazon's genetic resources could unlock new industries and scientific advancements. Challenges, environmental pressure, continued deforestation, illegal mining, and agricultural expansion threaten the Amazon's integrity and Brazil's long-term environmental capital. Governance and social inequality. Internal issues of governance, corruption, and social inequality can hinder its ability to fully capitalize on its natural endowments and project a unified vision globally. Infrastructure. Developing sustainable infrastructure across its vast territory while preserving its natural heritage is a monumental task. Canada. The water colossus and Arctic frontiers. Canada is home to a significant portion of the world's fresh water, primarily in its vast network of lakes and rivers. It also possesses immense oil, gas, and mineral reserves, and a growing strategic interest in the Arctic. Opportunities, water security partner. As water scarcity becomes more pressing globally, Canada's freshwater abundance could make it a crucial partner for water-stressed nations, potentially leading to new forms of resource diplomacy and economic agreements. Clean energy transition, leveraging its hydropower potential and vast land for renewable energy projects, wind, solar, could position Canada as a leader in the global clean energy transition. Arctic influence. With a significant Arctic coastline, Canada's role in the increasingly accessible Arctic region regarding shipping routes, resource extraction, and climate research will grow in importance. Challenges, climate change impacts. The Arctic is warming at an accelerated rate, impacting indigenous communities, infrastructure, and unique ecosystems. Managing these changes is a critical challenge. Resource dependence, over-reliance on resource extraction can lead to economic volatility and environmental trade-offs. Ensuring equitable development and respecting indigenous land rights across its resource-rich territories is an ongoing challenge. The conclusion, the traditional axiom that bigger is better in geopolitics is undergoing a profound transformation. While a country's physical size continues to offer distinct advantages in terms of economic scale, military potential, and resource endowment. Its influence is increasingly mediated by technological prowess, effective governance, and strategic management of critical resources. Emerging technologies like AI empower smaller, agile nations to compete on a global scale, while the escalating importance of freshwater reserves elevates the potential influence of resource-rich giants like Brazil and Canada. In this complex, interconnected world, global influence is no longer solely a function of landmass or population. It is a dynamic interplay of hard power, military economic size, soft power, culture, diplomacy, and smart power, strategic use of technology and resources. The future will likely favor countries that can effectively integrate these elements, manage their internal complexities, innovate technologically, and most critically, sustainably steward their natural capital, particularly the irreplaceable resource of water. The true measure of a nation's power will be its adaptability and its ability to contribute meaningfully to global stability and sustainability.